Let's look at the chaotic scene inside a New Haven courtroom earlier today. The family of a 21-year-old woman stabbed to death, lunging towards that suspect during his first court appearance. Your reporter Anna Stansfield shares what was going on in that moment and the justice the victim's family is now looking for.
The typically routine court appearance turned into anything but that here during Tyreek Black's arraignment. He's accused of stabbing and killing 21-year-old Destiny Rumley. Her family inside the courtroom here today, lashing out in a moment of anger and emotion. Chaos inside this courtroom today. Destiny Rumley's family rushing towards the man accused of stabbing her to death as he was being taken out of the courtroom. After more than a minute of screaming, marshals escorted her family outside, which is where we were.
They are lucky that they had enough marshals in that courtroom. They are lucky they must have had all the marshals come up from downstairs, upstairs, everybody in the courtroom. We need y'all all here, because had they not had enough marshals in that courtroom, that family would have got to that boy. And his next stop would have been the Yale New Haven Hospital. It wouldn't have been the New Haven County Jail. If they would have got to that boy and put hands and feet on him, boy, listen, he lucky.
Able to talk to them as they try and find out why anyone would want to hurt Rumley, a woman they describe as kind and loving.
She screamed for help. Her child was there. Now we have to end 2025 and mourning and grieving instead of celebrating 2026.
Angel Hubbard is Rumley's cousin, at a loss for words, trying to process the fact that her family member was stabbed to death by a man she says she hardly even knew.
This is a shock to the family. Like, who is this character? Because you can't even call him a person. For someone of this horrendous act, you're not even a person. So it's a character.
Black appeared in court for the first time this morning, shedding tears in front of the judge. He's facing several charges after being accused of stabbing Rumley 9 times in front of her 3-year-old son. When police arrived at the scene, officers were forced to break a window to try and get the child out to safety, while Black barricaded himself behind a locked door. Rumley was taken to the hospital, where she later died.
You brutally stabbed her. What justice can we get? Even if he got life, no, seriously, what justice can we really get? We can't get our loved one back.
There's a long road ahead for Hubbard and her family. They have so many unanswered questions and say justice is something they'll never truly feel.
There's nothing that he can give as a reason for this, as a reason why now her mother tears gotta water the cemetery ground.
Black is currently being held on a $2.5 million bond. He's expected to be back in court on January 14th.
So sad, man. So sad that someone can be this evil to stab someone to death in front of their child and take them away from their family right before the new year, man. Listen. Let's get into some of the details from the police report. And this case kind of hits home for me because I actually used to live in New Haven, and New Haven and East Haven are very close within proximity to each other. And this is, words can't describe how sad this made me when I saw this video. So around 8:10 a.m. that Tuesday morning is when officers arrived to a complex on Old Foxen Road after receiving multiple 911 calls that reported a man attacking a female victim in the hallway. Once on scene, officers found Black in the doorway of an apartment in close proximity to a large knife. Police said he retreated into the apartment when he barricaded himself. A 3-year-old child was rescued from the scene uninjured, thank God. Black eventually unlocked the door and the officers went into the apartment. Black was allegedly combative with the officers, but they were able to arrest him. He's been charged with murder, assault on the police, interfering with police, interfering with an emergency call, and risk of injury to a minor. Interfering with an emergency call, that must have been, maybe he tried to stop someone from attempting to call the police. Maybe he tried to stop her from calling the police. That's what that charge stems from. But prosecutors said the stabbing occurred when Humley said she would call the police. So I'm assuming they got into some sort of spat or whatever, and it must have been that serious to the point where she threatened to call the police. According to prosecutors, she was found in the apartment suffering from multiple stab wounds. Police said she later died after being taken to Yale New Haven Hospital. The medical examiner's office said the cause of death was stab wounds of the trunk, extremity, and head, and the manner is homicide. So he was just stabbing her all over the damn place. Black was held on a $2.5 million bond, and he's due back in court on January 14th. So $2.5 million bond. His little dusty ass ain't going nowhere. He gonna sit right there, and he better hope that she don't have family members inside of that county jail, because he might not make it to his court date. I'm just keeping it real. And it's saying that the family, they're saying they don't really know him like that. So maybe this was someone that she just recently started talking to. And this is why it's very important. And I don't want to put this on the young lady who lost her life, but this can also be like a teachable moment as well, as far as like bringing men that you just met around your child. You know what I mean? Because apparently he wasn't the father of that child. So, it's just so sad that people can become angry, can get so angry to the point where they can just take someone's life. Like, we can have an argument, we can go outside, take a walk, get some air, but to take someone off this earth, man, you got to be one sick individual, man. And my prayers go out to that family, because you can see the hurt in the mom's face. And you heard the cousin say that there's really no justice that they can receive after this, because they'll never get their loved one back. Like, she's never coming back. The child, unfortunately, has to grow up without a mom. I'm pretty sure she got a grandma and a huge support system, but that's not how her life was supposed to play out. You know what I mean? And, when people are involved in domestic violence situations inside of their home, not a lot of them actually speak on it, especially to other family members. They try to suppress it because there's some level of embarrassment there, you know what I mean? But I implore anyone that's involved in that type of situation to let family members know what's going on, or if you feel it's that bad, find a way to get out of that situation, because it's never going to end well. This is a prime example of, being in that type of situation where you think that you got everything under control, and one day the person it goes from a slap to a stab. You know what I mean? So again, man, I really feel horrible for this family, man, because they're bringing in the new year, which is supposed to be a joyous occasion, without their loved one. Seemed like such a beautiful young lady who had her entire life ahead of her, and unfortunately it was cut short by this demonic, sick individual. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, man. Do y'all have anyone, or have y'all ever had a family member or a friend that was involved in domestic violence, and it led to it being very physical, and were they able to escape that situation? Hopefully they were able to escape and walk away from it unscathed, but you never really are walking away unscathed, because the emotional trauma that comes from it, sometimes it can last forever. So I appreciate y'all once again. I'll keep y'all up to date on this case, because again, it hit home for me. So once more details become available, I'll definitely keep y'all up to date. But make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Make sure y'all hit that share button, and hope everybody brought in the new year on a positive note. Sorry I had to bring y'all such a sad story, but this is what I do. So until next time, man, peace.